Regularly scheduled programs will not be seen at this time, so that Channel 12 can bring you the following WWBT special. Live from dazzling downtown Richmond, it's the second annual Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. The Channel 12 broadcast of this exciting Christmas tradition is brought to you by Haynes Furniture Stores, with 2 locations to serve you, Hull and Chippenham, and on West Broad Street. By Ucrop Supermarkets, where people and food come first. And by your friends at C&P Telephone, a Bell Atlantic company. And now, here are your hosts, WRVA's Tim Timberlake and Channel 12's Bernie Simmons.
Well, good morning and welcome to the second annual Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. I'm Bernie Simmons.
And I am Tim Timberlake, and what a difference a year makes.
I'm telling
Bernie.
you, look at that. What you're looking at now is the crowd down here at the Richmond Marriott parking lot. That's where we are broadcasting to you from, a specially built scaffold. There are 2 of our cameras there. We have 4 cameras down here, and in a moment we're going to show you the booth from where we are broadcasting. And it's quite a day out here now.
Good morning, and it's dry, which is a wonderful contrast to last year where conditions probably were as bad as you could possibly imagine for a parade of any kind, especially a Christmas parade. But this year it is just ideal.
I know.
And the parade is on time. And we have thousands upon thousands of Richmonders who are ready to get the Christmas spirit rolling here today. And we're excited.
Last I heard, the parade was at Harrison and Broad.
Yes.
So it stepped off on time. It should be down here in a very few minutes. In the meantime, we have someone else helping us broadcast here today. That's Channel 12 News reporter Chris Inyard. And he is down on the street with the crowd, and we're going to go down and join him. He's going to talk to some people who made this parade possible this year. Is Chris ready?
I'm ready, Bernie. Here I am. I got to tell you, this is a great honor for me. It's quite a pleasure to be a reporter and get a chance to do something like this that's so much fun. One of the best things about my job is that I get a front row seat for things like this. I never would get a chance to be down here. But you at home, of course, have the best seats. If you were down here, of course, you'd see some of the real estate is quite expensive. Every square foot is taken up. And I think that the crowd is quite amazing. There isn't an inch that isn't being occupied right now. And we're going to walk through the reviewing stand and introduce you to some of the special people that have put this together. And first of all, I want to introduce you to my boss, John Hutchinson, who's the general manager of Channel 12. John, it's good to see you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Isn't it beautiful this year?
Beats last year.
It certainly does, and look at the crowds.
It's quite a crowd. Now, this is your second parade, I guess.
Yeah, we started with it last year for the first one, so here we are for the second annual Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade, and we're really thrilled to be bringing it to the viewers at home who couldn't be down here with us today.
But they're going to have a lot of fun anyway. They're going to have a good time down here. It's beautiful. Okay, we're going to walk over down this way, and we have a special word from the city manager of Richmond, Mr. Robert Bobb. Mr. Bobb, it's good to see you today. Welcome.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Oh, fine. It's a beautiful morning. Now, you're not used to this weather because you are used to California weather. Santa Ana is where you're from. You'd worked for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, that's correct. The weather there was always sunshine and warm.
A little warmer than this, but you are familiar with parades, I understand. Tell me about that.
That's correct. In Santa Ana, for the last 2 years, they've had a Toy Zone parade, which brought the East Coast Macy's-style parade to the West Coast. And it was the only city on the West Coast with the large helium balloons, one of which will be in today's parade. As a matter of fact, a new balloon will be introduced here in Richmond's new parade today.
So I see you're already wielding your influence on the city in terms of the parade. Maybe next year even more, huh?
Yes, I think what's really excited about this parade is the fact that it has very excellent sponsorship in WWBT and the Marriott and all of the corporations through the city of Richmond. But what really makes the parade exciting is the fact that you have 2 to 3 deep people along the parade route, and I think that is absolutely tremendous and offers a very excellent chance for a larger and better parade in years to come. And I would not be surprised if Richmond's parade, through your television promotion, would not be syndicated nationally, and the whole United States can see what excellent things we have here in Richmond.
Well, that'll be terrific. And one more person I want to talk to is with the Marriott Hotel, who's one of the sponsor of the parade itself, Sam Zabowski. Sam, you couldn't wait. You're being impatient. You already went up there and you already got a sneak preview of what the parade's going to be like.
Oh, Chris, it was fantastic. I went up at 6 a.m. this morning with the Jaycees. The line has already started. It's fantastic.
Well, we're looking forward to it. It's good to see you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much, sir.
And from me, Merry Christmas. Back to Bernie and Tim.
Good. Thank you, Chris. Looks like some people are ready for a parade out here today, and it is nice to have the people assembled here as well as the people at home. And we're looking forward to bringing it all to you, and it's on its way. It's a little east of Belvedere, or right about at Belvedere and Broad now, and we'll be continuing with all this Christmas excitement in just a little bit. Bernie?
We'll be back in a moment, but first we want you to hear from some of the people that are making this broadcast possible. Stay with us.
From our U-Crops family to yours, we wish you all the joy and peace of the holiday season. Let U-Crops Produce Departments, Delicatessens, and Dots Pastry Shop help you with the special foods you'll need for family meals and holiday entertaining. Happy holidays from all of us at U-Crops.
You're about to see some of the most unique rugs in the world. They're all hand-knotted, handcrafted of 100% wool. They're all made in India, especially for Hanes. But what makes them truly unique is they're all free. You can come into Hanes this Saturday, buy $1,000 worth of furniture, and get a $500 rug free. $1,000 worth of furniture, a $500 rug free. This is a unique offer, but then Hanes is a unique store.
Makes this instrument worth listening to is the tone you can depend on every second of every day. Brought to you by the people at C&B. We put value on the line.
At the corner of 5th and Broad Streets, Channel 12 is broadcasting live and in stereo, no less, from the second annual Jaycees Christmas Parade. Tim Timberlake, Bernie Simmons, good to have you with us this year. Thousands and thousands of hours, and I'm sure literally thousands of people have been involved in getting this parade together for Richmond at this beautiful Christmas season, and we're going to show you a little bit of actually downtown Richmond's official Christmas kickoff from yesterday, Bernie.
Last night they had the kickoff for dazzling downtown December, and they had quite a few people down here. Now, there are a lot more lights down here this year than have ever been down here before, and we'd like you to take a look at how it looked down here last night. And that, of course, is what it looked like last night down here, and it's going to look like that every night while those lights are in place. It's absolutely beautiful. This is my time of year, though. So.
Oh, isn't it the truth? And I heard that there were some 250,000 lights that have been strung in downtown Richmond, and more than ever before this year. And I think this tradition in downtown Richmond will continue to grow. There's so much going on downtown that this year that it's just hard to conceive how much is changing in the financial district downtown, the new hotels that are going up and so forth. And you must come down and see all of this during the Christmas season, because it will dazzle you. It definitely will.
Okay,
we're going to go see Chris. Chris has some people to talk to
Chris
down,
ready for us now?
down on the street, I believe. Hello there.
He is.
You bet. Absolutely. You know, Richmond has the Easter Parade every year, in which it's not really a parade, but people go and gather on Monument Avenue and are seen, and they go there to be seen. Well, before the parade gets here, that's what's really going on at the Christmas parade, too. And here are some of the folks that are being seen here. How you doing today? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. All right. Anybody from out of town? No. All right. All right. That's good. Now, you know, I've got to say, look, is this a Bullwinkle hat?
Looks like a Bullwinkle hat.
I love it. I understand last night there was a Bullwinkle Rocky film festival to Biograph.
Right here, but I didn't get to see it.
It's a small moose hat then. It's a reindeer hat. That's
right,
what that
reindeer.
is. Okay, what's your name?
Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
I'm fine.
And you have a daughter here?
Yes, her name is Brianne.
Hi, Brianne. How are you today?
Fine.
How come you're not wearing that neat hat? You got a neat hat on, that's why. You gonna have fun? Are you looking forward to Heathcliff? Heathcliff, the big balloon, that's going to be the fun part. Then Santa at the end. I can't wait. You going to be here with me? I hope so. Okay, take care now.
Thank you.
There's lots of folks out here, and we'll be coming back and meeting them all. Back to you, Tim and Bernie.
Thank you, Chris. Boy, the cat that has been alluded to a couple of times.
Right.
Heathcliff is a 53-foot-high helium-filled balloon.
That's right.
In the shape of Heathcliff, the
and
cat,
it takes about 25 people to carry that, and we're going to see how they're going to do that coming down Broad Street.
It's going to be exciting negotiating all the street lights and so forth.
Yeah.
So stay with us. A lot of exciting new things in this year's parade. If you were with us last year, there are some things that you haven't seen before, and it's going to be great. Channel 12's coverage of the 1986 Jaycees Christmas Parade continues after these messages.
Last month when we got our phone bill, we really took a good look at what we were buying. What with the kids grown and us retired, well, we really don't use the telephone that much anymore. But we were still paying for service made for families making 100 or 150 calls a month.
By choosing the right service option, you don't pay for more service than you need. Call your C&P business office. We put value on the line.
Have we noticed any difference since we switched our service? Only on the bill.
Hugh Crops invites you to enjoy the old-fashioned goodness of our fresh
Thank you, Chris.
stored
Boy,
lamb
that has a
sausage,
cat that has
made
been
from
alluded
lean
to a
pork
couple of
butts and
times.
a variety of
Heathcliff
spices.
is a
We have
53-foot-high
recipes and cooking
helium-filled
suggestions
balloon
to help you
in
enjoy
the
the
shape
hearty
of
goodness of
Heathcliff.
Hugh
Cat.
Crops'
It takes
fresh
about
stored
25
sausage.
people to
Visit
carry
the
that,
sausage
and we're going to
place
see
and
how
all
they're
of our
going to
meat
do that.
departments.
Yeah.
And choose your
It's
family's
going to be
favorite
exciting
variety of
negotiating all the
sauces.
street
Just
lights and
right
so
for
forth. So
sandwiches,
stay with us. A lot of
and
exciting
breakfast.
new things in this year's
We look
parade. If you were with us
forward to
last
serving
year,
you
there
at
are
Hugh
some things that
Crops,
you haven't
where
seen
people
before,
and
and it's going to be
food
great.
come first.
Channel 12's coverage of the
Gallery
1986
in town.
Jaycees Christmas
38
Parade
groups
continues
of
after these
fine,
messages.
beautiful, enduring art. The artist has been around for quite a while, Thomasville. And so has the gallery, Haynes. And Haynes has some of the most impressive discounts in the country on Thomasville, on the classic upholstery, the intricate woodwork, the solid woods. Thomasville craftsmanship is 20 to 50% off at Haynes. Thomasville and Haynes. Together they make arts affordable.
And welcome back to the second annual Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. You're watching it on Channel 12, of course, in stereo. Now, what you're looking at there, that's one of the balloon candy canes left over from last night when they had the opening, the official opening for Dazzling Downtown December right here in downtown Richmond. And they had a great, big, beautiful time last night. Lots of people down here. 250,000 lights all over the place. And, of course, that's the crowd you're looking at now down here for the second annual Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. And I'm Bernie Simmons, and with me is the one and only, ta-da.
Oh, hi. Tim Timberlake. Good to be here with you again for the second year. And it's great to see a crowd that started gathering. I mean, we got here at 8:30 this morning to start going over a few things, and already there were people lining up on the curb so that they could be in the first lineup of people, and now they're standing probably 6 and 8 in a row behind this to get a good view.
I was surprised to see that many people out here that early in the morning. And,
well, they know to get a real good seat, and they needed to do that, and I think it's the case all the way up and down the parade route. By the way, the beginning of the parade, we understand, is about 3 blocks east of Belvedere, so it'll probably be down at our viewing site. Look at all the fine waving kids down there. It'll probably be down here in maybe 10 or so minutes, which is a lot better than last year, as you recall, because of the weather, which was so rotten. It took them about, I guess it was 40 minutes later than we had planned getting down here, and so we were running our mouths for a long time before it started. Chris Enyart, well, golly, hi there.
How you doing? I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Can I say something? I want you to know that when you get a crowd of people like this, these many people together, there's got to be some weird things going on, and I found something very serious going on here. We have a major rivalry. We have do you two know each other? We got a Redskins fan and a Cowboys.
Yeah.
You just met, huh?
Yeah, just met.
Cowboys are bigger and better than you see. I did this little hat here.
I don't know about the Cowboys this year. You're a pretty brave person to be wearing.
We're going to come back, though. We're going to be a wild card. Yeah, we're going to be. You don't think so?
So I guess you two are star-crossed friends. Is that right? Or strangers, anyway?
Yeah, strangers.
Are you going to keep it that way, or are you going to make friends here? This is a fun day. Right. I kind of feel like Conrad Dobler, you know, trying to start something going in the stands here. Now, are you going to be rooting for the Redskins tomorrow? Is that a dumb question?
Of course I am.
Not me. Whoever they're playing, I'm rooting
The Giants. It's a big game tomorrow, huh?
Rooting for the Giants.
Jinxes. Are you from Richmond?
No.
Aha! I see. Okay. Well, we got a lot of interesting people like this here. We got to watch these two. We have to keep them separated after a while. Back to you, Bernie and Tim.
We'll have to find out, Chris, who our Grand Marshal this year is going to be pulling for tomorrow. I don't know, because Willie Lanier, if you don't already know, is the Grand Marshal of this year's parade, and we should be seeing him very soon, the new inductee into the NFL Football Hall of Fame. Bernie?
Yeah. And, of course, we're going to have more of the Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. They are, or should be, in our sight in about 10 more minutes. But before they get here, we're going to say hello to some of the people that have made this broadcast possible. We'll be right back.
Is one of the most successful furniture stores in the world. Yet our prices are always the lowest in town and often the lowest in the country. Ever wonder how this can be? Well, Haynes doesn't make money by selling fine furniture at high markups. Haynes makes money by selling fine furniture fast, faster than anyone. By the time a normal furniture store has sold this leather chair once, we've sold it 3 times. Haynes, the lower we price things, the faster we sell them.
These days, it's a real surprise when you find you don't have to settle for less quality in order to spend less money. Whatever your local telephone service is, whether it's economy or unlimited or anything in between, the quality is still C&P. The reliability is still C&P. The people are still C&P.
Local service options cut costs without compromising quality. Call your C&P business office. We put value on the line.
Real quality for less than top dollar. Now, that's what I call value.
Father Christmas is busy putting the finishing touches on Maymont's Victorian Christmas tree because tomorrow it's Maymont's 11th annual Christmas open house. The fun begins at 1 o'clock tomorrow with carolers, entertainment, carriage rides, hot wassail, a community sing, and much more.
And I'll be here too.
It's Maymont's 11th annual Christmas open house beginning tomorrow and continuing all week. This message brought to you by U-Crops and Ambassador Cards.
Now, Bernie, it's no fair for you to be getting in advance little hints there to old St. Nick.
What can I say? This is my time of year.
Take advantage of your position.
Oh, what can I say? And the open house at Maymont is going to be great, too. And now, they wanted us to remind you that not only will they have open house tomorrow, but they're going to have open house all week long. And usually on the first day of the open house, the crowds are so large that you can't get the carriage ride in and you can't go to tour the mansion the way it ought to be toured. So they wanted us to tell you that they are going to be open all week. The mansion is going to be decorated. And so if you come like on a Wednesday, you can get a great carriage ride and a great tour, and it'll be a wonderful time.
Our family was there last year, and it is probably the best way to get the Christmas spirit. I mean, along with this parade, I mean, this is the weekend to get everything really rolling for the holiday season in Maymont. It's just a glow. They have the candles that they pass around and sing carols, and it's a wonderful, wonderful day in a beautiful spot in Richmond, Virginia. Chris Enyart is down on the street, and boy, there's a lot of company down there with him today. Chris?
That's right. Well, we're down here with the police department now because putting a parade together is no picnic, if you'll pardon the expression. And with me is Major Joseph Higgins, the Deputy Chief of the Richmond Police Department. Give us an idea of what kind of manpower and coordination goes on to keep this together and get the streets cleared and stuff.
We've got about 85 police officers that actually have what we call point assignments that are on post, blocking traffic, and we've got probably another 15 or 20 that have crowd control assignments. So you're anywhere from 85 to 100 officers that are right on this particular assignment this morning.
Is there any danger involved? I mean, is this a hazardous duty for them, or are they enjoying it too?
No, they're all having a good time. This is probably one of the things that we get the most fun in doing, is having parades and getting to see the people and talk with them.
Well, I guess last year was practice for this year because we hadn't had a Christmas parade in 15 years until then.
It's been a while. Last year was a rainy, wet day. Today's a great day for a parade.
And it's fun. Okay, back to Bernie and Tim. Thanks, Major. Appreciate it.
They're doing a tremendous job in coordinating all of this. As you can imagine, downtown shopping, which is, this is shopping season, so we do have people coming downtown for other reasons than the parade. So, you know, they've got their hands full in coordinating traffic and all that, and doing a great job.
And there, when Chris was talking to Major Higgins, you saw in the background the two Channel 12 banners. That is the scaffold from which we are broadcasting to you right now. And they built that yesterday. Took them all day long to get it built and put into place and whatnot.
And
we'll be right back.
Yeah, we're all feeling very safe and secure up here. Yeah. It's not even blowing in the wind. Nice and solid up here.
We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
From our U-Crops family to yours, we wish you all the joy and peace of the holiday season. Let U-Crops Produce Departments, Delicatessens, and Dots Pastry Shop help you with the special foods you'll need for family meals and holiday entertaining. Happy holidays from all of us at U-Crops.
The typical furniture store buys $1 million in inventory, marks things like this way up, and quietly sits on it till it sells. Haynes takes $1 million in inventory, marks it up much less, advertises it more, and ends up selling that $1 million of inventory 3 times faster than the typical store. So as strange as it may seem, we found that the lower we price things, the faster they sell, and the more we make. But you know who really benefits from this phenomenon? You do.
Sorry, Linda, opened your phone bill by mistake.
You picked, you pay.
Too rich for my blood.
But I have economy service.
The way your family talks, unlimited service might be cheaper.
What?
Look, CMP service options give you a choice, like the options on your new car. But with CMP, the right option saves you money.
I'm gonna call CMP. Good. Just as soon as the kids get off the phone.
The right local service option can save you money. Call your CMP business office. We put value on the line.
And welcome back to the Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. I think we see the beginning of the parade about 3 blocks away, 4 blocks.
A couple of blue lights blinking on some police motorcycles and cruisers. And I think I even see a banner and the color guard. I have to look, So it's about ready to happen here, the 2nd annual Jaycees Christmas Parade. And I think just by the look of things and the crowds, we are going to make this a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and on annual Christmas parade. It's liable to be something big, and we heard our city manager, Mr. Bob, say that maybe this turn into something national. I mean, you know, anything's possible.
Well, he has been known to say how much he likes parades, and I can understand that because that's one of my favorite activities, too. Chris Inyard is standing by down in the crowd. Chris, what's going on down there?
Well, Bernie, you know, a moment ago, there was lots of people laughing and talking, and now there's this sort of hush because up the road there, about, I don't know, maybe that's about 5 blocks away, you can start to see some of the floats coming down, and people are getting anxious. But there was some singing going on a few minutes ago, and I'm going to make sure it keeps going because it'll be a few more minutes before they come. What was it you were singing? Me, 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 me. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. We could do this forever, you guys. Anytime you want to take it's okay with me, but this is a fantasy come true for. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. All right. Okay, we got lots of songs we can sing. Take it away, you guys.
Thank
you, Chris. A lot of professionals down there. They're sounding great, aren't they? I think the spirit has arrived here, and the parade just about is here as well. So let's take a pause, and we will be back, and I bet you we'll be seeing some things here. 2nd annual Jaycees Christmas Parade coverage by Channel 12 continues in just a minute.
that makes this instrument worth listening to is the tone you can depend on every second of every day. Brought to you by the people at C&P. We put value on the line.
Hugh Crops invites you to enjoy the old-fashioned goodness of our fresh store-ground sausage, made from lean pork butts and a variety of spices. We have recipes and cooking suggestions to help you enjoy the hearty goodness of Hugh Crops fresh store-ground sausage. Visit the sausage place in all of our meat departments and choose your family's favorite variety of sausage, just right for sandwiches, casseroles, and breakfast. We look forward to serving you at Hugh Crops, where people and food come first.
Some people think that when they buy furniture from Haynes, they're paying for all our advertising, and we do advertise a lot. But by advertising more and selling for less, we're able to sell our inventory 3 times faster than the typical store. And even though we don't make as much on each piece, we end up making more because we sell more. You end up paying less because we charge less. So every time you want to throw one of these at a Haynes commercial, just remember how much money it's saving you.
And welcome back to the Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. And there, I think we see the start of the parade. They are still about 3 blocks away.
4th and Broad.
4th and Broad.
1 block.
Okay.
I believe,
they're
yeah.
going to be down here in a very few minutes.
We see some of the police motorcycles that are representing our fine Bureau of Police, without whom this, or without which would it be? Well, there are people in a bureau, so, well, whatever. My grammar. Anyway, without whom this whole thing would be impossible to pull off, and they actually had to stop just a few moments ago to move some of these parade-hungry fans out of the street. They thought they'd get too close a look, so they had to stop and scoot some people out of the way. But as you can well see from our camera, which is at 5th and Broad, that we just about have a parade here, Bernie.
There we are. We have seeing our first van coming down. Now, they are going to be moving right in front of our reviewing stand, the Richmond Jaycees reviewing stand, which is right here at 5th and Broad, and there we see the Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade banner.
Yeah, and when they get a little closer, I think we'll be able to see the young ladies that are proudly carrying that banner down Broad Street. And by the way, for those that are traveling through downtown Richmond here today, of course, the parade is coming down the westbound side, or actually the wrong way, the westbound side of Broad Street, heading in an easterly direction. And I imagine it'll be darn hard to cross Broad Street for a good while here, and you say between downtown and the DMV. But there are some of the police motorcycles. We'll get to see later some of the great mounted patrol that Richmond is one of the few cities in America that still has, and it's one of the real charming parts of our community. But these are the modern versions of the horses, I guess, because they can get around just as well. And but the Jaycees are to be congratulated for mounting a huge project like this. You can well imagine what kind of work goes into putting something like this together, getting the people together, arranging for all the logistics, and it's mind-boggling what it takes, but it looks like it's going just like old clockwork today, doesn't it?
For us to get ready for the broadcast, it takes about a 25-person crew to actually broadcast it. There we see it, the beginning of the parade, the Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade banner.
And it is carried by, we get out of the girls here, we have 12-year-old Lucy White of Byrd High School, and the other side is being carried by Berkeley Pollard. She's also 12, and she's a cheerleader at Lloyd C. Byrd High School. So,
and they've added 2 more young ladies.
Yeah, it's quite a banner.
I think they're all students at Lloyd C. Byrd.
Lucy and Berkeley, and Merry Christmas to them. Pretty little sweatshirts they have on.
Yes,
It's Christmas Parade sweatshirts.
Right,
Did you get yours?
Not yet.
Well,
I'm waiting for it.
Those are very attractive. And the color guard, Bernie.
Okay, and we'll see them in just a moment. There they are. That's the Virginia Army National Guard 176th Combat Engineer Group. There they are. They trace their lineage back to the 1st Virginia Regiment in colonial times.
Did you know that this unit back in those days has had as commanders such illustrious gentlemen as Colonel George Washington? He was just a colonel then. And Patrick Henry, and many well-known forefathers of this great country.
And we see our first band, and that is Charles City High School Band. We're going to see them perform. Let's take a listen.
Teresa Conroy, the director. bit of sleigh ride, yeah, from the Charles City High School Band. And by the way, the drum major there is Tanya Bassett. That's a 20-year-old musical and high-stepping organization that's doing a fine job today. Our first band, first of quite a few in the parade this year.
They've won first place in the West Point Crab Carnival Parade, second place in St. Paul's College Homecoming Parade, and first place last year in the Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. How about that?
And I guess that is probably why they occupy the honorable position of the first marching band in this year's second annual Jaycees Parade. Fine-looking organization.
And there they go, the Charles City High School Marching Band. Sounds like a great drum line there.
And you see the gentleman in the trench coat you did a moment ago, right in between the legions of marching bands with his red stocking cap. He must be in good shape because he's walking this parade.
Yes,
Bernie.
he is.
Now, what's the story here?
Well, I understand that he was supposed to be riding in one of the antique cars, and it had a little problem this morning. So Mr. Willie Lanier is walking the parade route.
Willie Lanier, great Kansas City Chiefs football star from a few years back. He is now, of course, a prominent Richmonder who is with Week First Securities and installed last year, as all of us know, in the NFL Hall of Fame. A great Richmonder. We're very fortunate to have someone of his caliber here. Product of the school system here in Richmond, Virginia, I believe.
Yeah, and lives right here. Now, this is the Richmond Marriott, one of the Richmond Marriott transport trucks carrying some of the goods here to Richmond. And this, of course, is the mounted squad that you spoke about earlier.
It's a charming part of our Richmond heritage, I'll tell you that. And Hal Flood riding the lead. Some call him the mayor of the Shockoe Slip. It's great to see the horses. And behind the horses, we always have to have
Dr. Decent.
Dr. Decent.
And the cleanup team.
And the cleanup team.
Making the path safe.
Yeah, so it says the bold and cheerful group making the path safe for bands to follow. And my goodness, who could this be?
None other than Sergeant Santa himself, who
Sergeant Santa,
hard.
he really does. He makes sure that children in the Richmond area are able to have, he gets together personally as many as 10,000 surprise packages. And with volunteer elves on Christmas Eve, he works as many as, well, almost through the night on Christmas Eve, delivering packages and presents to youngsters in areas that maybe they would not otherwise have anything to make Christmas special for them.
And
Sergeant
of course,
Santa.
they have a special seat for him in the reviewing stands. And now none other
Here
than...
we go. Channel 12 and Sky 12, that beautiful Jet Ranger helicopter.
Yeah, a Bell Jet Ranger. They say it can cruise over 100 miles per hour, and that means it can go anywhere in the state. And, of course, Channel 12 has a very fine tradition of covering news via helicopter.
It's amazing the technology that television has to work with these days, and certainly live aerial transmissions, as you're capable of doing, is incredible. Dak Axel, what an inspiring young gentleman he is.
Yes, he is.
It's nice to have him on the float this year. Afflicted with spina bifida. You know, he finished the Richmond Marathon a couple of years ago. I think he ran it again this year
yes,
as
he
well. Did. And he is here to let us know that we are going to be celebrating the Children's Miracle Network Telethon together again this year in the spring.
We will be broadcasting that. We will be broadcasting it again this year, or rather for the first time for us this year, at the end of May. And, of course, all of the Channel 12 news anchors are on the beautiful Sky 12 float there. It's
saw Jean a moment ago and Sabrina, and there is Sarah James on her way out of town here before too much longer, I think. And
we're going to miss her, too. She's a great lady.
Yeah, going down to Charlotte, to the sister station down there, WBTV. And that's quite a little hunk of wheels there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Virginia's mobile newsroom, the Channel 12 Virginia mobile newsroom. And, of course, that's the one that can go wherever there is news to be broadcast in the state. And it was inaugurated November 14th in Charlottesville. And it's been to Roanoke since and a couple of other places. And that's our broadcast operations manager waving there, Dave Frazier.
Dave Frazier. Right. How you doing, Dave? Well, good.
Okay, and there's Mayor Roy West.
Who's that cowboy? Is that old Jim McAllister letting him out of the car there? Mayor
Certainly
West.
Is.
And that Cadillac.
Yeah.
occupying a place of honor up there on the reviewing stand, and I'm sure he has a lot to be proud of as mayor of this city, this rapidly growing city, and growing in a lot of wonderful directions too this year. If you come downtown at Christmas this year, maybe you hadn't been down in a while, you're going to be amazed at what has happened here in the last 12 months.
Absolutely.
It's a new place.
It's Randy Shelton. He's president of the Richmond Jaycees, and of course, you know the Richmond Jaycees not only sponsor this annual parade, but they have also been gracious enough to pick up the cost of continuing the nativity at the Carillon that the city was not able to do this year. It's wonderful.
Also, the Jaycees are going to be hosting the 1987 National Jaycees Convention, and that will bring some 10,000 people into Richmond, which is continuing now with our new Richmond Center as a great convention site. We're going to depend on a lot of out-of-town visitors to fill up these hotel rooms that are going up so fast in the downtown area. And the Jaycees are responsible in large measure for bringing one of the biggest conventions so far to downtown next year.
Right. And that was Donna Alicia Burney that we just saw there. She is the runner-up in the Miss Richmond pageant for 1986.
Yeah.
And, Miss Richmond was out of town, so Miss Barney has agreed to stand in for her and has moved on into, we'll stop and move into the stands there.
Letting them all step off down there. She is a student of Virginia Commonwealth University and has been spending the last couple of years traveling Europe, Opryland, USA, and Nashville, Tennessee, and a lot of clubs along the East Coast. Looks like the Love Brothers there, eh?
Having a great time as usual.
There's the Love Boat. With Sulu from Star Trek.
Mr. Sulu.
Yes,
Star Trek.
And the new Star Trek 4 is out, and they were very pleased to bring Mr. Sulu in as a special guest this year.
Mr. Sulu will be on the Channel 12 this evening talking to some of our news people.
Is that a fact?
And, of course, is Miss Chesterfield, Tamara Campbell.
Lovely lady, 18 years old. Our Ms. Margie Campbell, freshman at VCU, and majoring in pediatric nursing this year.
Let's go to a break now. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
You're about to see some of the most unique rugs in the world. They're all hand-knotted, handcrafted of 100% wool. They're all made in India, especially for Hanes. But what makes them truly unique is they're all free. You can come into Hanes this Saturday, buy $1,000 worth of furniture, and get a $500 rug free. $1,000 worth of furniture, a $500 rug free. This is a unique offer, but then Hanes is a unique store.
Last month when we got our phone bill, we really took a good look at what we were buying. What with the kids grown and us retired, well, we really don't use the telephone that much anymore. But we were still paying for service made for families making 100 or 150 calls a month.
By choosing the right service option, you don't pay for more service than you need. Call your C&P business office. We put value on the line.
Have we noticed any difference since we switched our service? Only on the bill.
Father Christmas is busy putting the finishing touches on Maymont's Victorian Christmas tree because tomorrow it's Maymont's 11th annual Christmas open house. The fun begins at 1 o'clock tomorrow with carolers, entertainment, carriage rides, hot wassail, a community sing, and much more.
And I'll be here too.
It's Maymont's 11th annual Christmas open house beginning tomorrow and continuing all week. This message brought to you by U-Crops and Ambassador Cards.
Channel 12 here at the 1986 Jaycees Christmas Parade, and we're looking at one of the more elaborate floats in the parade this year from BFI Waste Systems, bringing a clean Christmas to Richmond.
And that's what their business is all about. What we're seeing here are the families of some of the employees at BFI, and they have made quite an elaborate float out of the tractor and the container truck is what it's called, a container truck and a trailer. And to bring a clean Christmas to Richmond.
Got to do something with it, don't we?
No.
And they're responsible for moving a whole lot of things that we are through using, I guess you could say euphemistically, out of here. Yeah.
This is the Richmond Metropolitan, or representing Richmond Metropolitan REACT. And, of course, REACT is the group that has all of the way stations along I-95 during holidays where you can stop by and get some coffee and kind of
Donuts
keep
usually.
yourself together on the highway there.
So they keep two-way communication going. They monitor Channel 9 on the Citizens Band for emergency calls really 24 hours a day around here, and also provide communication for lots of events in the past. In many ways, they help out our Richmond area, thanks to them. Now, this looks like 95 KHK.
Right.
The new, actually, they're not really a new country station in town. They've been around for a long time, but they sort of changed their call letters and are putting some real good things together. And look, this truck is pulling one of the bateaus. Now, these things, if you were around when they dug the big hole down there along Canal Street, is Chris going to talk to? Oh, we're going to get to hear a little bit of banjo music here from Old Stubby, I believe.
That's part of the Abe and Stubby review there, or the Abe and Stubby trio with Chris.
Yeah. I was saying about these bateaux. These canal boats were used back in the previous century. Excuse me. Okay, the Abe and Stubby review came a little bit ahead of KHK. But anyway, the bateaux were dug up. They found some down in the bottom of this excavation for the James Center a couple of years ago, and it was amazing that they were able to build these huge boats. That was the way of getting around back in those days.
That was just the West End Volunteer Rescue Squad that passed by there, the West End Volunteer Rescue Squad. That's not the Virginia Batonettes. They are coming next.
Hopefully they're not inside that.
No, they're
ambulance.
not.
They are healthy, if any of their relatives are watching at all.
There we are, the Virginia Batonettes Marching Band, Majorettes, and Color Guard. And they are from Richmond and have won more than 700 awards in 13 years. And that's an average of about 50 awards each year. They do a great job.
Very heavily. They won 8 national awards up at Notre Dame. They won 9 awards at the 1982 World's Fair out in Knoxville, Tennessee, and being selected to play in the Gimbals Thanksgiving Day Parade in Philadelphia and the 4th of July Parade in Washington. So they know what they're doing, don't they?
Yeah. They were organized back in 1973, and the Marching Band and Color Guard were added in 1974. And membership to the Virginia Batonettes is open to the public, and you don't need any experience to become a member.
Did you ever twirl a baton, Bernie?
Once, a long time ago.
I hit myself in the head.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Thought
and
I better stop doing that very quickly.
I needed to do something different.
Yeah, and the spinning strutter majorettes following up behind with them, sort of a sister corps to the Virginia Batonettes for the beginners. The little spinners down there, aren't they cute? First parade for a lot of these young ladies. Hope those things aren't loaded.
And of course, all members of the Batonettes and the spinning strutters.
Who's that guy?
Wanted to be on TV.
Oh, the parade crasher. There's one in every crowd.
All of the members are from the Richmond metropolitan area, and that's, of course, Chesterfield, Henrico, Hanover, Goochland, and Amelia. And they invite anyone who wants to become a member to do so, and they have rehearsals on a regular basis and practice and whatnot. And the director is Gene Campbell. The Virginia Batonettes and the Spinning Strutter Majorettes.
Oh, there's a lot of them. How many is in that outfit, Bernie?
Quite a few of them.
Quite a few. What's the name of that little tune they're playing, do you know?
I don't know.
Got a nice beat to it, don't it? What is it? Isn't she pretty? Smile for Grandma. I wonder if Grandma's watching at home.
And that makes a lovely picture, a lovely present, and a lovely gift for Grandma, too.
Boy, I know. She got the tape rolling at home. Now, let's see. Now,
these are the little spinning strutters, right?
These are the little ones we were mentioning earlier. This is sort of, I guess, the JV, the junior varsity for the parade, where they teach the little ones. And I guess they look like they're probably, what, 3 or 4 years old? Maybe not 3, 4 or 5 years old or something like that. Yeah. She's smiling real nicely, isn't she? Well, Bernie, you want me to take this one?
Sure, why not?
One of the fine colleagues of Channel 12, of course, Channel 6, and there's Charlie Fishburne and Lisa LaFata hanging out the top of a pretty nice-looking limo there. WTVR News 6. And it looks like Ivan is there on the, yeah, there he is.
Have you ever ridden on the front of a car like that?
No.
It's an interesting ride.
Is it? I'll bet it is.
Interesting ride.
Well, let's pause our coverage here as the parade continues. We have a lot more to see, I'll tell you, and it's nice to have you folks with us at home today for Channel 12's live coverage of the 1986 Jaycees Christmas Parade. We'll continue after a few messages.
From our U-Crops family to yours, we wish you all the joy and peace of the holiday season. Let U-Crops Produce Departments, Delicatessens, and Dots Pastry Shop help you with the special foods you'll need for family meals and holiday entertaining. Happy holidays from all of us at U-Crops.
There's a gallery in town with 38 groups of fine, beautiful, enduring art. The artist has been around for quite a while, Thomasville, and so has the gallery, Haynes. And Haynes has some of the most impressive discounts in the country on Thomasville, on the classic upholstery, the intricate woodwork, the solid woods. Thomasville craftsmanship is 20 to 50% off at Haynes. Thomasville and Haynes. Together they make art affordable.
These days, it's a real surprise when you find you don't have to settle for less quality in order to spend less money. Whatever your local telephone service is, whether it's economy or unlimited or anything in between, the quality is still C&P. The reliability is still C&P. The people are still C&P.
Local service options cut costs without compromising quality. Call your C&P business office. We put value on the line.
Real quality for less than top dollar. Now that's what I call value.
Well, Mr. Richmond, Henry Gonner, I don't know, is that an official title that he has? He's earned it if he has.
He's earned it.
Has put together an incredible display here. Bernie, tell him about it.
This is the largest gathering of antique cars ever in the state of Virginia. And of course, ever.
Over, what, how many? Over 70 of them, I think, of vintages going way on back to the beginning.
Look at that beauty right there.
Is that an old Ford, I believe? Or Pat? No, it's hard to. I used to know my boy back in the 50s. I knew my cars.
Well,
and,
you know, Tim,
it's
you're
so
getting
hard
a little older now, so you have to expect that to happen. Henry Gonner says that they're going to have another gathering of antique cars July the 4th. So keep your ears open, and we will be getting more information on that. And Mr. Gonner called everyone in the state of Virginia who collects cars and
he
said,
knows
hey,
everyone in the state of Virginia, Henry
so
Gonner.
We're having a parade. Come on down. And I guess about 75 of them showed up this morning. Look at that beauty right there. And all of these are private collectors here. And they refurbish these cars themselves, and they take them all over the state and to other states as well for competition. And, of course, it's part of the Antique Car Collectors Association for Central Virginia.
People that
look at that.
People that enjoy automobiles, it becomes an obsession, I guess, for a lot of these people because it does take a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money and chasing down the parts for all these things and the work of just babying them. The restoration of these and the maintenance of them. And you can imagine like that old, is that an old Buick, looks like?
Yes, that's what it looks like.
That extra tire in the back and so forth, two-tone. Don't see many two-tones around anymore, do you?
Mr. Gonner called earlier this week. He said that he was a little concerned that his car would not be, look at that right
His own personal car?
His own personal one. He will be driving in this parade of antique cars here, and I think he will be the last driver in the parade here for antique cars.
And a 1913 Model T,
Ford
which is his
touring
pride,
car.
His pride and joy. Henry Gonner is back before downtown Richmond really began its renaissance, was head of the Central Richmond Foundation.
Central Richmond Association.
Right.
And he kept it going. He kept the interest in and the concern for downtown going. And
look what's happened.
We owe him a lot of thanks.
We sure do, because he was tooting downtown Richmond's horn when a lot of people were.
Other people got in on the act.
So we can tip our hat to Henry today for really putting together an impressive display of antique cars.
And he kept reminding me, he said, "Oh, don't you forget, Bernie, to tell everyone this is the largest gathering of antique cars ever in the state of Virginia."
And probably in lots of other states as well, if we could check into that statistic. That's probably one thing that Henry didn't have time to do, was to see if this indeed was the largest gathering anywhere. But he would have, I'm sure. Look at that one. It's got a nice Christmas bow on it. It's that holiday season. There's an old Woody. Look at an old wood-sided station wagon. Isn't that something? Want some cream, Bernie?
Yeah, a little bit of that sugar,
Thank you for the coffee up here. It feels great. We've got a little sunlight on the subject here in our booth, but out on the street, it is warm sunshine, so it is a perfect day for parade. Real comfortable. The wind's not blowing much at all, just a real light breeze, which really feels good. So conditions are just so much better for a parade this year. And do we have a turnout to prove it?
How many people would you estimate
I don't know. How that would be tough. I'm sure the police will come up with a fairly close estimate by the time it's all said and done today. But I am sure it'd be safe to say we have more than we did last year. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if 100,000. Consider the whole length of the
whole route.
The route would be not too much of too high an estimate. Oh, that one's decked out, isn't it?
I kind of remember those too.
Lots and lots of antique cars.
Let's get ready to go to a break. Can we go to a break now and rejoin the parade? We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Sorry, Linda. Opened your phone bill by mistake.
You picked, you pay.
Too rich for my blood.
But I have economy service.
The way your family talks, unlimited service might be cheaper. What? Look, CMP service options give you a choice, like the options on your new car. But with CMP, the right option saves you money.
I'm going to call CMP. Good. Just as soon as the kids get off the phone.
The right local service option can save you money. Call your CNP business office. We put value on the line.
Hugh Crops invites you to enjoy the old-fashioned goodness of our fresh store-ground sausage, made from lean pork butts and a variety of spices. We have recipes and cooking suggestions to help you enjoy the hearty goodness of Hugh Crops fresh store-ground sausage. Visit the sausage place in all of our meat departments and choose your family's favorite variety of sausage, just right for sandwiches, casseroles, and breakfast. We look forward to serving you at Hugh Crops, where people and food come first.
Haynes is one of the most successful furniture stores in the world. Yet our prices are always the lowest in town and often the lowest in the country. Ever wonder how this can be? Well, Haynes doesn't make money by selling fine furniture at high markups. Haynes makes money by selling fine furniture fast, faster than anyone. By the time a normal furniture store has sold this leather chair once, we've sold it 3 times. Haynes. The lower we price things, the faster we sell them.
'86 Jaycees Christmas Parade continues, and we're looking at the last of the antique cars among some 70 plus that Henry Goner put together here to grace this second annual event.
Let's see if we can catch him. He's the last one. He'll be the last one in the antique car procession.
Look at that old pickup truck, Mo. Wouldn't that be fun to have? Wood sides on it. An old Chevrolet.
See, I remember
about a
those
56? About a 56 Chevy, maybe?
I would go with the red interior. You know, red is my favorite color. So.
I'm really glad that they brought convertibles back. I mean, they were outlawed. Well, they just didn't make them for a while, figuring they were kind of a safety hazard, and we got a little more daring and said, well, what the heck, let's bring them back, because it is a wonderful part of our automotive heritage to have the old rag tops.
Plus, they're a lot of fun.
Sure enough, on a summer day, fall day, and a December day. People in this is outstanding
there
weather.
We are, the Henrico High School Marching Warriors. Boy, don't they look smart.
They're good-looking green and white outfits. Leon Allman is the director of bands at Henrico High School. They are featuring their drum majors Ricky Mason, Lamont Green, Chuck Todd, color guard captains Lisa Anderson, Stephanie Brown, and Jennifer Phillips, drum captains John Swan White and Chip Bridgers. So let's listen to a little bit of what Henrico High School's Warrior Band has to play for us today.
Now, of course, the Henrico High School Marching Warriors took second place in the Academy Corps Band Day competition and first place in the brass section in the Tournament of Bands District Championship, and second place and first place for the drum majors and first place for the percussion section in the district championship, and superior ratings at the district concert festival. What I would call an award-winning band. How about that?
Yeah, and I think we can see and hear why. The color guard has been instructed by Dawn Powell. People have put a lot of work into this, and they deserve the credit, and a little help from Bonnie Morris and Joy Hall. The Warrior Band from Henrico High School.
All right.
Give them a big hand, huh? Some great choreography down there. I guess you call it that for marching bands, as well as for dancing. Mart Steffen. Great to start hearing that great Christmas music, huh? Old Frosty the Snowman. When's the first snow? Has Jim Duncan decided when we're going to have snow? I heard him sort of allude on the other day on WRVA, where he is with us every morning, too, that I was away this past week, but he is sort of sticking his neck out, calling for a little snow before Christmas this year.
That would be fine by me. Nice? I will take snow any way I can get it.
Well,
love it.
There aren't that many of us, you know that,
I know.
But I think that for this holiday season, maybe it's been a long time since we've had any, early snow, any really significant snow period. So maybe this will be our year.
This is the County of Henrico float. They're calling it the Spirit of Sharing. Henrico County employees feel the spirit of sharing. And of course, this was built by the employees in Henrico, and all the adult riders are Henrico employees. And the planning director is there, and the assistant director of Parks and Recreation, and school children from the Henrico schools are also riding on the float.
Look like they're having a good time at it, too, don't they? And Henrico Christmas Mother riding the float as well, Brenda Williams, this year. Built by the fire captain in Henrico, Richard A. McClure. The fifth float he's built for the county, and he does a beautiful job. Look at that limo, will you, Bernie?
That's McGruff. McGruff the crime dog.
Take a bite out of crime.
Yeah. Brought to us by the Richmond Bureau of Police and Domino's Pizza, the world's largest pizza delivery service.
Here we go. Looks like they're going to have some goosebumps today, doesn't it? Boy, I'll tell you. The Royalettes Baton Corps. And they are from Richmond. They do a little practicing down in Chesterfield County. Rita Marie Hoof is who you just saw. She is Miss College Majorette of Virginia for 86 and 87. She knows how to do it.
When they throw that baton out, it takes such coordination, which I have been missing for a couple of years here.
Oh, yeah? Debbie Atkins, intermediate Miss Majorette of America, is out front as well. Miss Michelle Vestal, beginner Miss Majorette of Virginia. Robin Cox, the Virginia State solo champion, and also Jennifer Bell, the intermediate National World Solo and Strut champion. The drummer is providing rhythm for the Royalettes from Lloyd Seabird High School.
The Royalettes were formed in 1971, and presently they have 80 members who range in age from 4 years old to 20 years old.
And boy, have they won some awards. Yeah, they're the drummers for Lloyd Bird. The Royalettes have, among other distinguished awards, have won first place in the 85 Westover Azalea Parade, one of the great warm weather parades springing up in Richmond. Mr. McAllister puts together down on the south side. And the 1985 Farmville Christmas Parade, 1986 Charlottesville Dogwood Festival, the West Point Crab Festival, all those recent first place victories for the Royalettes Baton Corps. What you're seeing now coming down the parade route on Broad Street in downtown Richmond, our reviewing stand here at 5th and Broad for the Jaycees Christmas Parade, is Pioneer Federal Savings and Loan Association's Antique Calliope. And this is a genuine article. Only a few of these really remain. It's a national. It's actually the designation of this Calliope. It's one of the few made. And if those, for all of you out there that are familiar with Calliopes, it's a national air Calliope, a type which came into production around 1904 with the advent of the portable gas engine and electric motor. And a little trivia here for you, I guess. J.C. Stoddard, Bernadine, was the man who invented the Calliope back in 1855 with the notion that the Calliope might be used in place of church bells to call congregations to gather for worship. And I think, just listening to it, maybe we understand why. It didn't quite have
the sound of a Calliope,
but it doesn't quite suggest church to you, does it? But, of course, they found the right use for those at circuses and circus parades, and they used to actually use them on excursion boats. Who's at the keyboard?
Yeah, that's Bob Bartnick at the keyboard of the Calliope this morning.
National 53 Whistle Calliope.
Hey, this is Thalheimer's Holiday Trolley, courtesy of Thalheimers. They have the Snow Bear on there, too, and there he is. He's waving at us now. The Holiday Trolley and the Snow Bear will be at all Richmond Thalheimer locations, and Snow Bear would like to wish everyone a happy holiday season.
As would we. George Wythe High School's Bulldog Marching Band is down in front of the reviewing stand now. This is their very first year of performance, and they look pretty darn good, don't they? So, for having so little experience, really. They have performed in Baltimore's Columbus Day Parade already in their first year, at Virginia State University's Homecoming Parade and Gold Bowl, and they're going down to Orlando this spring, I think, to compete down there with some other bands. Going to perform a Jingle Bell Fantasy for us with Angela Benjamin as drum major. She's a junior at George Wythe. The Bulldog Marching Band, shall we listen just a little bit to them? Mention to you that this George Wythe High School Marching Band is just getting started in the band business. It's their first year, and have there are parents or friends of George Wythe that would like to help them out with their program, you can get in touch with the band director, Richard Martin, and he'd love to hear from you, having, I imagine, all kinds of support.
Well, you know, this is the first year that the Richmond high school complexes have been broken up, so all of the individual high schools have to reform their bands, and we're going to see some of the high schools from Richmond coming down later. They haven't even gotten their uniforms yet, so this is a building year for the Richmond high schools. We'll be right back with more of the Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. Don't go away.
The typical furniture store buys $1 million in inventory, marks things like this way up, and quietly sits on it till it sells. Haynes takes $1 million in inventory, marks it up much less, advertises it more, and ends up selling that $1 million of inventory 3 times faster than the typical store. So as strange as it may seem, we found that the lower we price things, the faster they sell, and the more we make. But you know who really benefits from this phenomenon? You do.
Makes this instrument worth listening to is the tone you can depend on every second of every day. Brought to you by the people at C&P. We put value on the line.
Father Christmas is busy putting the finishing touches on Maymont's Victorian Christmas tree because tomorrow it's Maymont's 11th annual Christmas open house. The fun begins at 1 o'clock tomorrow with carolers, entertainment, carriage rides, hot wassail, a community sing, and much more.
And I'll be here too.
It's Maymont's 11th annual Christmas open house beginning tomorrow and continuing all week. This message brought to you by U-Crops and Ambassador Cards.
This is WWBT 12 in Richmond, Virginia.
Joining us, and if you're just joining us, we welcome you to Channel 12's live stereo coverage of the second annual Jaycees Christmas Parade in downtown Richmond. I'm Tim Timberlake, along with Bernie Simmons, and the parade continues. Bernie, what are we looking at?
We're looking at Tecumseh. That is the RF&P Railroad float, and they had it in the parade last year, and of course it's back this year. Tecumseh is named after. Now that is a replica of a very famous engine as part of the RF&P Railroad stable, and it's named after an Indian chief, a Shawnee, whose name meant he moves from spot to spot. And
sunny spots today he's moving, and built by Don Summers of Dominion Sign in Ashland. What an incredible job he did. That's beautiful. And the guys from 93 Laser, huh?
Right, with their fire
two guys on the block.
The Laser van. Laser 93 is the Richmond area's one of the Richmond area's newest radio stations, signing on the air October the 7th, 1985. Laser 93.
Here comes a distinguished bunch of musicians and marchers, the Chiefs from Monacan High School. They have been all over the place recently, and third place band and first place guard at the 1986 Cary Band Day, and also their majorettes in the rifle line took first at the Eastern North Carolina 1986 Band Festival. Monacan, of course, one of Chesterfield County's fine high schools, and don't they look good?
They were guest performers at Walt Disney World in Florida in 1986, and they will be performing at the 1987 Gator Bowl. Let's listen to what they're going to do today. watching the Monaghan High School Marching Chiefs from Chesterfield County, third place band and first place guard at the 1986 Cary Band Day, and first place majorettes and rifle line at the Eastern North Carolina 1986 Band Festival. And they do look smart. I can remember some of the fun and excitement of being in the marching band and going to parades. I did for a little while.
Did you play an instrument, Bernadette?
No, I could not one that you could march with. I was more with the piano and organ and whatnot. But
I bet you nowadays with the way keyboards have become smaller and electronic, maybe they have some. I don't think I've seen any today, but certainly not beyond the realm of possibility to have a keyboard in the band. Although it wouldn't sound quite right, would it?
No, not exactly. The Monaghan High School Marching Chiefs.
Pedrick M. Burke is the director of this fine organization, and they are the ones that get to school an hour or two earlier on these cold mornings, and pay their dues, I guess mainly for occasions just like this, where they can really show off all of the precision and the musicianship that they work on those early morning drills. Chesterfield County's Monaghan High School Marching Chiefs putting on a show for us here today at the 1986 Jaycees Christmas Parade, the second year of a growing tradition in downtown Richmond as we get ready for the holiday season. And the sun is shining brightly down here. I think the young ladies that are the majorettes and the baton twirlers that are maybe a little less dressed than everyone else here today are probably feeling very thankful that today is as comfortable as it is, really.
Oh.
What in the world is that?
Isn't that beautiful? That's from Ski Reliance. It's an Excalibur car.
With the polar bears on there. How about that?
Getting ready for Christmas.
And the ski season, which I don't think has really gotten started in Virginia yet. I might be wrong, but I know certainly out west it has. In the Rockies, they've been having snow for at least a month now, I think, out there, and probably up in New England as well. But it won't be long. Ski Reliance in business for about 15 years now, and do a fine job, Ray Curry and his staff.
Well, I think they have. The season has started. It's just that it doesn't know it yet. Not enough snow has come down yet.
Not a whole lot of snow. And, of course, there are quite a few areas, 4 or 5 of them in Virginia, maybe more than that can make their own snow. And that technology is increasing dramatically.
Richmond Metropolitan Blood Service, good buddy there, Leslie Voigt, is the president of the Richmond Metropolitan Blood Service. That is one of the fine blood mobiles that they have. It goes around to various areas if you want to have a blood drive. And, of course, this time of year, they always are in need of additional blood supplies, and this particular blood mobile was donated by the A.H. Robbins Company in 1984.
People just don't think about the need for blood quite often when things get busy, vacation time in the summer and the holiday season, but the need is really up. So let's try that, shall we?
This is the Mechanicsville Riding Club out of Mechanicsville. They've won numerous awards in parades around the state, and they were formed to promote horsemanship in the Mechanicsville area.
Do you know there's a lot of cowboys in Mechanicsville? Did you know that? There are a whole lot of people that actually do ranching and compete in rodeos. That are sort of based in the Mechanicsville area. You usually don't think of Mechanicsville, or most people don't. I don't think as horse country, but it's as far as Western horse country, they really do have it. Of course, they have some English and Western riders represented here in the Mechanicsville Riding Club. But when they were bringing rodeos into Richmond a few years ago, I know a lot of the Mechanicsville guys were competing and riding bulls and broncs and doing roping and all that, and they trained fellows that like to get in, and ladies too, for the barrel racing and all that. Ken and Sue Perry heading up the Mechanicsville Riding Club. And coming up behind some busy little elves. And I don't think they were too busy. Well, they're kind of busy.
And there you see why they are
Give
busy elves follow the horses. They are part of the Cockermouth Farm Group, the busy elves who follow horses all around the state in parades and do their
Friends of Dr. Decent that we saw earlier, I believe.
And this is the float coming out of the Cockermouth Farm area. They are the people who also supply those people who follow the horse units in parade. This is in the reindeer barn, all from the Cockermouth Farm group out in the Varina area.
Lots of little elves and a big old reindeer. Some dancers here, it looks like. This is the Carrie Clark Dance Academy. They're out of Chesterfield County, and they have been in existence for, I guess, about 14 years now, comprised of students at the Carrie Clark Dance Academy, and this year's participants, young ladies ranging in age from 8 all the way up to 19 years of age. Susan Sabrito is leading the group this year, the Carrie Clark Dance Academy. They've also done very well in competitions in many different locales. Most recently, I think they won or participated in the Christmas parade up in Farmville.
The academy is located in the Meadowbrook Plaza in Chesterfield County, and again, it's open to anyone who would like to participate. This year's theme song is Cheek to Cheek, and the music is being supplied from a decorated golf cart down there on the street there.
A golf cart, a singing golf cart, is that? Where is that thing? This I have to see. Look, some of the pretty lights along that float. Oh, that is it. You can't even tell it's a golf cart, can you? That thing is fancy.
They said a decorated golf cart.
Carrie Clark Dance Academy. Enjoyed seeing them. Boy, here's a beautiful float. Chesterfield Jaycees represented in the Richmond Jaycees 1986 Christmas parade in the spirit of cooperation. And their theme is Home for the Holidays. It looks like they've got a lot of folks that are.
These are some of the families of the Richmond Jaycees who are sitting on the float. And incidentally, every season the Chesterfield Jaycees take children shopping in the area to buy presents for the children to give to their families. And these are children who would not otherwise have a Christmas. And then they take all of the children to have breakfast with Santa Claus.
Fine organization. Jaycees do some good work. And, of course, men and women in the Jaycees all over. And it reminds you that the National Jaycees are coming to Richmond next year for a major convention. One of the biggest gatherings of folks from all over the country will be convening here in Richmond.
This
discuss
is
their program.
Q94.
Q94, our sister station.
About them.
Up at WRVA. I think Babalu and Garrett Chester, the Q Zoo guys, are on their way as we speak to Honolulu, and then next week they'll be broadcasting live from Maui.
Tough life.
Tough job,
I'm
yeah, this
telling you,
holiday
really
season.
tough.
Somebody's got to do it. But I think, talking to Garrett yesterday morning, he said they've got an 18-hour flight to Hawaii, which is, I mean, that's a long way.
That's quite a trip.
Going to Alaska first or something, I think, just to get a little contrast in. There's the Q Super Trooper. Got Highland Springs up next, Bernadine?
Yep, the Highland Springs High School Marching Band. And they are called the Springer Band. And they are the official Virginia representative to the 1986 Peach Bowl Festival in Atlanta, Georgia. And the students have been working to raise money to make the trip. And the Peach Bowl is set for December 28th.
Quite a distinction.
Oh, yeah.
To play in the Peach Bowl.
Ronnie Joyner is the director. We're going to listen to the Highland Springs High School Springers as they spread some more holiday cheer here at the second annual Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade.
impressive work with those rifles.
They are.
Manual alarm. Spinning those things around. Real impressive group. Highland Springs High School marching band.
Ronnie Jr., director, doing a real fine job. I think they're going to represent the Richmond area quite well at the Peach Bowl Festival in Atlanta.
Hopefully we will have a little more attention at halftime in future football games devoted to bands. I think there have been some things stirred up lately by the fact that most of the time the networks, when they cover football games, do not devote a whole lot of time to the halftime entertainment anymore. And all these bands work very, very hard to come up with these great routines and so forth, and you very rarely see very much of it at all. I know, I think it was Hermitage High School's marching band that did halftime for the Virginia-Maryland game Friday a week ago or so, and didn't see a whole lot of the band. Didn't see a lot of Virginia either. At least on a tough way to wrap up the season.
There it is, the Highland Springs High School marching band, the Springers. Here come the Ringalings. They are part of the, represent the Telephone Pioneers of America in the Richmond area, organized about 7 years ago, and they perform and march in a number of parades in the Richmond area.
Including the very famous, the world famous Frog Level Parade. And
Yes.
I have Grand Marshal that one. Have you
I
too?
was this year, and I had the best time.
Did you get some Brunswick stew?
Yes,
up
I
there?
did.
At the
It is
firehouse?
the best Brunswick stew. Oh,
absolutely.
I returned with about 4 quarts of Brunswick stew from Frog Level.
They know what they're doing up there in Caroline County, up there on 301.
Yes, they do.
These are all, by the way, employees or former employees of C&P Telephone, which is one of our 3 sponsors for the broadcast here on Channel 12, and we are grateful to them for helping make our coverage possible this year.
They are part of it.
Careful
and they
there.
like to perform for everyone because they say they like to make people happy, especially the children.
And especially this time of year. And speaking of C&P Telephone, here we have the Virginia Community Relations team from C&P and their beautiful float. That's sort of a 2-part thing. First of all, we're seeing a huge, let your fingers do the walking yellow pages.
It's called We Wrote the Book. We Wrote the Book. That's the title for their float this year.
Of course, they encourage you to save yourself some time and frustration in traffic as you do your Christmas shopping this year, to use those yellow pages.
Now, the toys on the C&P float this morning are going to be donated to St. Joseph's Villa after the parade. How about that for a little holiday gift giving?
Got a great big old fire truck here. This is from Steamer Company number 5. Yes, indeed. This is the Fire History Museum in Richmond and also an education center for young people especially. Tom Robinson and his fine group have kept this going in one of the oldest firehouses in the country. Got an old 1949 American LaFrance City Services ladder wagon from Danville, Pennsylvania. And we'll also see a 1946 American LaFrance aerial ladder truck from Fredericksburg. Fully operational. They could still take this to a fire today and get firemen up there with their hoses and do the job.
And, of course, the people at Steamer Company number 5 want to remind you that smoke detectors make very good Christmas presents for the family.
With all that's going on this year, this is something you must have, especially if you heat with wood or have fires in the fireplaces. Tim Timberlake along with Bernadine Simmons as we cover the 1986 Jaycees Christmas Parade from the corner of 5th and Broad in downtown Richmond, and our continuous coverage continues in just a couple of minutes.
From our U-Crops family to yours, we wish you all the joy and peace of the holiday season. Let U-Crops Produce Departments, Delicatessens, and Dots Pastry Shop help you with the special foods you'll need for family meals and holiday entertaining. Happy holidays from all of us at U-Crops.
Last month when we got our phone bill, we really took a good look at what we were buying. What with the kids grown and us retired, well, we really don't use the telephone that much anymore. But we were still paying for service made for families making 100 or 150 calls a month.
By choosing the right service option, you don't pay for more service than you need. Call your C&P business office. We put value on the line.
Have we noticed any difference since we switched our service? Only on the bill.
Some people think that when they buy furniture from Haynes, they're paying for all our advertising. And we do advertise a lot. But by advertising more and selling for less, we're able to sell our inventory 3 times faster than the typical store. And even though we don't make as much on each piece, we end up making more because we sell more. You end up paying less because we charge less. So every time you want to throw one of these at a Haynes commercial, just remember how much money it's saving you.
And welcome back to the Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. I'm Bernie Simmons. With me is WRVA's Tim Timberlake for the 2nd annual Richmond Jaycees Christmas
In our 2nd
Parade.
year, and it's nice to be here.
Okay,
We have some folks from TV 63, WVRN, the new television station, on the block here in Richmond, along with folks from the DARE campaign, which is community public service organization involved with, well, DARE stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education, Virginia State Police and police departments in Richmond and Rico and the surrounding counties, portraying the defenders of the earth. There they are, to keep kids off drugs. Channel 12, of course, involved in a very intense campaign here in recent months on that very subject.
Newest television station.
Yeah, TV 63, WVRN, of course, carrying a lot of the great old sitcoms that many of us grew up with. Andy Griffith, Sergeant Bilko. Somebody's got to get the Little Rascals on in Richmond. I don't know who it is, Channel 12 or TV 63, somebody, but with all their interest in nostalgia, it's got to happen soon. I would stay home to watch those little guys. TV 63, WVRN in the parade
Coming up
this year.
now, the Meadowbrook High School Marching Monarchs, another award-winning area high school band.
Thelma Lair is their director, I believe.
One of the few female band directors at high schools, I might add.
Yeah. And why not? Very Christmassy routine there,
Very
huh?
nice.
The Monarchs, the Marching Monarchs, and some lovely Rockette-like Santa Clausettes, I guess you could say, down there earlier. Lots of awards won by this group also, Bernie. Some of the things they've been doing.
First place band in the Bluestone High School band competition. Second place in flags and majorettes. First place in rifles, that's in 1986. Also in 1986, second place band in the Churchland High School competition in Portsmouth. And in 1985, first place in Ashland, Hopewell, and Colonial Heights Christmas parades. The Marching Monarchs from Meadowbrook.
Is that a helicopter I see?
That's what it
sure looks like one.
That's what it is.
On
Smokey
the trailer today. It's not Sky 12, though, I don't believe.
No, not exactly. But it is Smokey the Bear, one of my favorite characters from the Virginia Department of Forestry.
With old Smokey in there. Smokey lives. I think all of us remember Smokey's been around for a long time, spreading the word about how dangerous and costly fires are in our forests and woodlands. And last year, actually, the major cause of forest fires was burning trash and getting out of control. So as your leaves pile up, if it's even legal for you to burn them where you are, think about composting, you know. Don't take a chance on something that could destroy thousands of acres of our precious forests.
This is a show. It's called a musical fantasy put on by Willis Productions, and what they do is do a dance review and spin-off from the Purple Rain show featuring none other than His Royal Badness Prince.
Oh, my goodness. Is he really here today? Well, it's a fantasy, isn't it?
A fantasy.
Yeah. Let's listen to see what they're going to sing for us here today.
Okay, the musical fantasy featuring Willis Productions. They were chosen to perform on center stage at the Virginia State Fair in 1984 and 85. They performed in last year's Christmas parade, and they won second place in the Virginia State Fair's Puttin' on the Hits for 1986.
What moves, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, great moves.
Pretty impressive. A musical fantasy. And Merry Christmas to you folks, too. Shiny automobile here coming into view, a very nice limo.
A limo.
The Oak Tree Review, eh?
Yeah, the Oak Tree Review.
Here comes another of the bateaus. This is the Lord Chesterfield, which participated in what lots of you might remember, the first James River Bateau Festival representing Chesterfield County. And this boat, among some others, actually came down the Kanawha Canal all the way from Lynchburg down to the falls at Richmond, an 8-day trip to promote the canal and the historic place that it is held and that it holds in our history here in Virginia. That took a lot of work to put that thing together.
Is that the actual one that they dug up at the James Center when they were building the?
I think they, the 2 or 3 bateaus that have been built are modeled after these the skeletons or the frames that were left over in the bottom of the excavation down there from the canal basin that they did excavate when they were getting James Center going here.
In 1984, they got down there and found those remains.
The Lord Chesterfield, E. Paul Cranus Jr., and Captain Kenneth Robinson at the helm, and they push those things along with those poles, you know, and that, imagine the people that actually took this trip, 8 days, and it took a lot of work to get those
hard
things
work.
down there.
Pushing it along with poles, definitely hard work. And anyone who is interested in participating and helping out should contact the Chesterfield Historical Society.
It's a 148-mile trip they made.
This is the Virginia Farm Bureau, A Country Christmas. Beautiful, beautiful float there.
Got a Christmas tree and Miss Henrico Farm Bureau standing there, family around the fire, cozy afternoon, decorations. Dad's reading "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," and we have Mom back making soup on the wood stove. Oh, get me home. It's a nice day for that.
Yes, it is. Miss Virginia Farm Bureau is riding the float this morning, and she just won the title. There she is in the white coat there. She just won the title December the 1st in Roanoke. Here
Hope
she
Reynolds
Hope
is
Reynolds.
her name, yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely
She's
lady.
from Washington County, 18 years old, and a freshman at UVA. She's a chemistry major.
I'm a card-carrying member of the Virginia Farm Bureau, and proud to be out in Henrico County. One of the major things, one of the major crops in Virginia these days, and you might be surprised at this, is Christmas trees. In Virginia, $29,700,000 of Christmas trees were sold last year, and that is an impressive figure, isn't it?
Quite a number. The Florettes, Majorettes, Band and Flags with Flo Malik is the director of the Florettes, and they've been around for quite some time now, and their home base is right here in Richmond. They won first place in the St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Richmond in 1986, first place in the Preakness Parade of Lights in Baltimore this year, and first place at the Urbana Oyster Festival Junior Division in 1986.
So glad that they were able to revive or maintain the Urbana Oyster Festival. I think its future was in doubt here.
Yes, it was for a
last
while.
year, so that's one of the great things on our Virginia calendar each year. They've been all over the place. They've been to New York, Mississippi, and Indiana. Won the National Parade Corps Championship at the University of Mississippi a few years back, and also the Parade Corps title in the state competition for 10 years running. The Florettes, Majorettes Band, and Flag Team. 30 years they've been together. Over 30 years now.
Yeah, and they are now being directed by the daughters of the founder of the Florettes. They've been around quite some time.
Out of the crowd here today at 5th and Broad Street in the reviewing area. We're right at the point where the parade makes its left turn, heading north on 5th Street, right by the Marriott, to go the separate ways. And looks like it's all going smoothly. I wonder where does the parade go? I mean, is it with all the people that have to be around at the end of a parade to take people home and to move floats here and there? It's quite a
parade ground in the sky, I guess.
It's amazing, I know.
This is Virginia Alley number 3, Clowns of America International, and they've been around for quite some time, since 1968.
It's about almost 20 years, anyway. Do a lot of great work in visiting hospitals and participating in some of our community events and spreading cheer. Get that lens cleaned off. Fine-looking clowns here.
Look at the Christmas tree clown there.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah, clowns are a lot of fun too. I've always, when they had the Clowns of America convention here about 7 or 8 years ago, I had
Look
a
at
face
that
created
pacifier.
for me.
I could use one of those for little Emily. The great silencer. Boy, what did we do without the pacifier?
We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. Don't go away for more of the Richmond Jaycees.
This has been the second annual Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade, live from dazzling downtown Richmond. This broadcast has been brought to you by Haynes Furniture Stores, with 2 locations to serve you, Hall and Chippenham and on West Broad Street.
You're about to see some of the most unique rugs in the world. They're all hand-knotted, handcrafted of 100% wool. They're all made in India, especially for Haynes. But what makes them truly unique is they're all free. You can come into Haynes this Saturday, buy $1,000 worth of furniture, and get a $500 rug free. $1,000 worth of furniture, a $500 rug free. This is a unique offer, but then Haynes is a unique store.
Hugh Crops invites you to enjoy the old-fashioned goodness of our fresh store-ground sausage, made from lean pork butts and a variety of spices. We have recipes and cooking suggestions to help you enjoy the hearty goodness of Hugh Crops fresh store-ground sausage. Visit the sausage place in all of our meat departments and choose your family's favorite variety of sausage, just right for sandwiches, casseroles, and breakfast. We look forward to serving you at Hugh Crops, where people and food come first.
These days, it's a real surprise when you find you don't have to settle for less quality in order to spend less money. Whatever your local telephone service is, whether it's economy or unlimited or anything in between, the quality is still C&P. The reliability is still C&P. The people are still C&P.
Local service options cut costs without compromising quality. Call your C&P business office. We put value on the line.
Real quality for less than top dollar. Now that's what I call value.
Here we are at the 1986 Jaycees Christmas Parade. It's getting toward maybe the final third, something like that.
Yeah.
Lots of great bands in it. Tim Timberlake along with Bernie Simmons here is Channel 12 providing live and stereo coverage. Great to have you with us as we look at and listen to Armstrong High School's marching band. They call them the Wildcats, Bernadine.
Yeah. This is their first year in existence since 1978, and again, this is the first year that the Richmond high schools have returned to individual high schools. So a lot of the Richmond high schools have a lot of building to do when it comes to bands. This is under the direction of Nat Lee, and they just started up this year. And when they began back in September, only 11 students. Now they're up to about 55, and they are hoping to order their uniforms in early 1987.
You notice that they are without the fancier uniforms of some of the other bands that you have seen today, working in very smart-looking orange sweatshirts and blue pants, the school colors. So they hope to get things rolling and get a little money in, and if you'd like to contribute, I'm sure they'd love to have some help from you so they can get them some new uniforms. But again, as you said, we're getting all these bands started up again in quite a few of the schools that have been I guess you could say. I don't think it's going to take this group long to get the head up of steam. The Armstrong High School marching band.
This is the City of Richmond float, built by all the employees in the City of Richmond and spearheaded by the Department of Recreation and Parks.
Isn't that beautiful? The cityscape with City Hall there, as you see. And
Santa Claus flying overhead. Yeah.
Reindeer and old Rudolph up front. That took a great deal of work. That's a beautiful float. The City of Richmond this year. Entire effort of city employees volunteering their time and talent. I mean, you know, beyond work hours, they didn't let them off from their regular jobs to do all this.
This was all volunteer time.
That's what the Christmas spirit is all about. Isn't that a beautiful float?
That's beautiful, too.
Wonderful old white-haired gentleman of Christmas time. Flying over the city. A little preview of what's to come in, are we less than 3 weeks away?
I can't believe that. That's incredible.
It's snowing too. Isn't that amazing?
Wonderful float.
A magical time of year. Snowing on a beautiful sunny day here in downtown Richmond. Congratulations to all the folks in the city that were responsible for putting that one together. Got another fine radio station represented here today.
99 WPLZ FM, and of course their favorite name is Magic 99, and we're looking at a magic hat, a top hat, and of course they have all of the 99 air personalities on the air. And
hi, Jay.
You see Jay Lang.
See him up there.
Worked with Channel 12 on many occasions on several projects.
Fine-looking bunch. It's all one big happy family, all of our broadcasting entities in the Richmond area, radio and television. It's a competitive business, but we all know and enjoy each other a lot. Great place to be.
This is Virginia Power's float this year. Christmas, a time for singing. And this is another volunteer effort. The Virginia Power employees have volunteered a lot of time, and they have a choir aboard their float there who have been sang for Dazzling Downtown December last night. Let's listen to them for a few seconds.
Virginia Power float, and the chorus, of course, which led the procession from here down to Carey Street and the James Center area last night for all the official lighting and the festivities. And they're bringing roast chestnuts to the back down to, downtown Richmond,
wonderful
which is
too.
kind of exciting.
The J.R. Tucker High School Marching Tigers, under the direction of Frank Clory, another award-winning band here in the Richmond area. J.R. Tucker High School, Henrico, I believe. Marching Tigers have traveled throughout Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and they've won consecutive superior ratings in both marching band as well as concert band. The Marching Tigers will be going to New Orleans in April. Great city, too.
Fun town to be in. Any time of year, April will be beautiful down there, I'm sure. They've won quite a few awards here recently. The Marching Tigers have. In 85-86, 61 different trophies have been won, and 59 out of those 61 were first-place trophies, no less. They've competed in lots of events this past fall. I guess it is still fall, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Until the 21st at 11:05 p.m., in case you were watching for the solstice. We have to keep up with these kind of things.
Okay.
Anyway, but they in the last few months they've been in Virginia and in North Carolina, winning all kinds of things in all categories, in flags and in rifles and majorettes, drum majors, drum line, and band. And the band has won 47 trophies in this year alone, and 42 of those are first place. So an impressive organization here, the J.R. Tucker High School Marching Tigers, under Frank H. Clory's direction. Bet you they're going to do a little number for us here, do you think?
I think so.
Some Hanna-Barbera characters here, don't I?
Favorite people here?
I think that's Scooby-Doo and Yogi Bear, I do believe, and some guys that, and gals maybe too, that I sort of spend a good bit of time with every day. There's John Harding and a few others from WRVA. Our theme this year is shoes, because that's one thing that we do a whole lot of, is put shoes on little people's feet through the Salvation Army Shoe Fund every year. And there's our Christmas tree. And a lot of our friends from WRVA. There's Lou Dean.
I think I saw Alden on there.
Yeah,
there he
Alden's
is.
standing there. Got his bare feet on or something, I think, today. Big bare feet, anyway.
This is Theater with Children for Children. The Newest Little Angel, and this is a production of the VCU Community School for the Performing Arts under the direction of Una Harrison. And that production is ongoing right now, The Newest Little Angel.
Cute kids. It's so fun to see these little angelic faces at Christmas time, isn't it?
It certainly is. The VCU's Community School of the Performing Arts is for children 6 years old to 16 years old. And again, it's theater with children for children. And of course, a very special effort is made to encourage the little ones to give vent to all of that acting and dramatic energy that they have, and they have plenty of it too.
Boy, I'll tell you, they'll run you ragged, won't they? You wonder where it comes from.
And
this time of year especially, because it seems to be something about Christmas and candy, you know?
Something in the air too.
Yeah, well, I guess that's a lot of it too, but boy, kids and candy can be a volatile combination. It's hard to sort of have them be moderate in that at this time of year.
The Falconet Majorette Corps, under the direction of Linda Barton. First place at the Westover Azalea Festival Parade for 1986, and second place in the West Point Crab Carnival Parade. And over the years, the Falconets have won various awards in Goochland, Richmond, and Williamsburg.
They work out of Chesterfield County and started a good while ago, 1977, working halftime shows for the Falling Creek Athletic Association, the football games that they had down there. And they have grown and now primarily participates in parades and other competitions. The Falconet Majorette Corps. Fine-looking bunch of ladies there. Look at all those sequins. Somebody had to sew all those sequins on those uniforms. On. Really don't need them today. The weather is just spectacular. I don't know.
Perfect day. It's just like someone dialed it up and said, this is what I want, and it was delivered today.
Well, we paid our dues last year.
Yeah.
So I think we deserve one of these, and maybe we can...
Well, I knew it was going to be a nice day today because on Thanksgiving Day for the Macy's Parade, it was beautiful. Yes. And last year on the Macy's Day Parade, Thanksgiving Day Parade, it rained too.
As it did here, I see. So there's a little system that
exactly.
we can...
So if it doesn't rain on Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, it's not going to rain on the Richmond Christmas Parade.
Well, that's a very simple way to figure it all out.
Very simple.
Glad you brought that to our attention. The Florets. No, that's not. That's the Falconet.
Falconets. The Falconet Majorette Corps.
And a sweet little girl. WRLH TV 35. One of the, what do they call them? The Uis. Well, they call them the Uis because they are on the UHF band, a little higher than 13, so you have to flip over to the other side. Unless you got cable, of course, a lot of people do that, and you punch it around. This is the Kids Clubhouse, the TV 35. Over 5,000 young folks have been registered in the Kids Club that was formed earlier this year. And riding on the float are some of the winners. They've won some toys from the TV station recently, and I think they're happy about that.
Yeah,
it looks that way.
They look like they're having a very good time. Very good time indeed.
One of the independent television stations in our growing broadcasting market here in Richmond, Virginia.
This is the Forest View Volunteer Rescue Squad, organized 31 years ago. Do a fine job for the Richmond area and parts of Chesterfield County. We'll be back with more of the Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. Stay with us. Still a lot to come.
Sorry, Linda. Opened your phone bill by mistake.
You picked, you pay.
Too rich for my blood.
But I have economy service.
The way your family talks, unlimited service might be cheaper.
What?
Look, CMP service options give you a choice, like the options on your new car. But with CMP, the right option saves you money.
I'm going to call CMP.
Good.
Just as soon as the kids get off the phone.
The right local service option can save you money. Call your CNP business office. We put value on the line.
There's a gallery in town with 38 groups of fine, beautiful, enduring art. The artist has been around for quite a while, Thomasville. And so has the gallery, Haynes. And Haynes has some of the most impressive discounts in the country on Thomasville, on the classic upholstery, the intricate woodwork, the solid woods. Thomasville craftsmanship is 20 to 50% off at Haynes. Thomasville and Haynes. Together they make art affordable.
Father Christmas is busy putting the finishing touches on Maymont's Victorian Christmas tree because tomorrow it's Maymont's 11th annual Christmas open house. The fun begins at 1 o'clock tomorrow with carolers, entertainment, carriage rides, hot wassail, a community sing, and much more.
And I'll be here too.
It's Maymont's 11th annual Christmas open house beginning tomorrow and continuing all week. This message brought to you by U-Crops and Ambassador Cards. We are now watching the Clover Hill High School Marching Cavaliers, and this is the second annual Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade. I'm Bernie Simmons. With me, Tim Timberlake from WRBA.
Great to be with you again this year, Bernie, and with all the fine crew in the behind-the-scenes department that are making our broadcast possible. It's going very well today, and beautiful colors, aren't they?
Yes.
For people to enjoy at home that aren't able to get down here for some reason among these thousands and thousands of people that are here on this bright sunny December 6th. And Clover Hill High School Marching Band is who you are seeing now. We have drum majors Tim Good and Tammy Dodds, flag captain Bonnie Cousins, and the cavalet captain Francis Bickford, the feature majorette Karen Creasman, drumline captains Lee Angus and Richard Lamenzo. And you're seeing them now.
And the Marching Cavaliers are under the direction of Steve Conley. They have been participated in the Bluestone Baron Marching Band Festival. 16 bands from North Carolina and Virginia competed in 3 separate divisions based on the number of playing members. And of the 6 bands in division, the AA division, the Clover Hill High School Marching Cavaliers received a superior rating. Let's listen to them for a few seconds.
Little Jingle Bell Rock stuff going on here.
Clover Hill High School Marching Cavaliers under the direction of Steve Conley.
Oh, look there, a little preview of things to come. That's a great shot.
Oh, yeah. I see
can't believe he made it all the way down here. That's a long way for... well, we'll talk about Heathcliff when he gets a little closer. A lot of fun firsts in this year's parade, which I have a feeling is going to grow in its size, and also the events that are going to be...
These are the Richmond Christmas Mothers, the Richmond area Christmas Mothers, representing Richmond, Henrico, Hanover, and Chesterfield and Colonial Heights. This is Rachel Holmes there, representing Chesterfield and Colonial Heights. Richmond Christmas Mothers.
We also have Hanover Christmas Mother, Jean Ingleby, Henrico Franklin Military Academy. Listen to the precision of those steps.
Here we have the Military Vehicle Collectors Club, the Central Virginia chapter. Some fine, they're not quite antique yet, but they are pretty old.
Close to it. This is World War II vintage. The first one, a 42 MB Jeep, first production Jeep built in World War II. And then a big command car, the one you're seeing there now, 1942 Dodge. Only 93 of these remain. They built 14,000 of them during World War II. Only one in Virginia, as a matter of fact.
And the third vehicle in the line there, the 1950s Korean War Jeep from the MASH era with the trailer.
There it
which
is.
just passed by there. And the last vehicle in the line is a 1954 post-Korean War Jeep, which we already saw. There it is.
Look at that thing.
That's what we've been waiting for.
An amazing accomplishment to navigate, negotiate this 53-foot high gassy cat. All the way down Broad Street from the Division of Motor Vehicles to our safe arrival in downtown Richmond. What about Heathcliff here, Bernie? How did he get here?
The cat is being brought to us today for this parade, courtesy of the Richmond International Airport and Channel 12. It made its debut in Philadelphia's Thanksgiving Day parade. Heathcliff the cat.
And there's Jennifer Riley and Lisa Friedlander, students at Lloyd C. Bird, leading the way for old Heathcliff, I believe.
Now, Heathcliff is made of rubber nylon material, similar to the fabric used in the Goodyear blimp.
Yeah. 25 people needed to inflate it and deflate it, and how many people are holding the lines that are keeping him from taking his flight into space? I don't know.
Maybe about 25, and someone was remarking the other day that a lot of people volunteered to help carry Heathcliff the cat, not realizing that he's quite heavy and that it's a lot of work. Look at him.
Turning around from our booth here to be able to see and they're going round and round and round with him.
Really huge.
For those of you watching in black and white, he is about as orange a cat as they come. What do they call it? Is it a tabby cat that's orange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite characters, too. He has such smart lips.
Ooh, hold tight.
Whoa.
Listing to the left a little bit there. Get him away from that light pole, will you? I bet they've been doing that all the way down the street.
They've been doing it all the way down.
They're probably doing it on purpose to give the crowd a thrill, you know, like they do sometimes in the circus, where they sort of intentionally almost have a problem and they save it at just the last second, just for pleasing the crowd. Well, that's an impressive. It sort of brings us up with Macy's and some of the other parades that have these incredible inflatables, and maybe we'll have a few more of those in the years to come.
25 tanks of helium to fill him up. How about that? 20. There he is. He just cast a shadow on us.
It's an eclipse here, Bernie. My goodness. $150 per tank, or actually $2,000 worth of helium to put that guy up.
Heathcliff the cat.
Well, have a nice day there, Heathcliff.
Glad to see you there. They have been guiding, 25 people have been guiding him all the way down Broad Street. He is marvelous.
Here's our last band today. Midlothian High School is here, and they are being directed by J.G. Hale. And they are, of course, from Midlothian, Virginia, as the name might suggest, having won competitions in marching and in their musicality all over the place. They've been to Mexico and Bermuda and Canada to participate in international competitions. So I think they know what they're doing.
It's called another award-winning band from the Richmond area, Midlothian High School in Chesterfield County.
Let's watch and listen for a while. The Midlothian High School's marching band.
Midlothian High School Marching Band under the direction of J.G. Hale. Sharp-looking, smart-looking band.
And they're on television. I bet you they have some relatives and friends watching at home.
You know what's going to happen next week is all of the grandmothers and aunts and uncles will call Channel 12 and say, can we get a copy of the parade?
I don't think that, but I bet you there'll be enough friends as as prominent as VCRs are now. You know, they've spread all over have grown dramatically over the years, so there'll be enough VCRs to go around, so you can probably get a tape for yourself.
Also, a lot of the high schools, too, when we talked to them earlier this week, I reminded them to please record this as it's happening.
It'll be a great thing to hang on to. That's another thing with videotape and the camcorders and all the advance in technology for home movie purposes this year. It's just a wonderful way to preserve family memories at this time of year, especially with kids coming along, you know, just sort of a chronology of their lives, and to be able to have it so convenient and so easy to have sound. You don't have to set up a projector, and you can hear the way the kids said this and that at the particular stage of their lives. So television is wonderful, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is. It certainly is. Midlothian High School Marching Band passing on by, setting the stage and leading the way for the star of this show and Christmas, to say the least.
Yes, indeed, as he should be. The one the kids wait for, I guess kids of all ages wait for, traditionally at the end of a holiday season parade. And
there he
is. Some of the forerunners here.
Being escorted down the street by all of those wonderful elves who helped do. I always wondered how they divided up the work schedule for the elves. I mean, the Santas say, okay, you guys over here are going to work 8 to 12, and you guys over here are going to...
I don't know. Is it a union shop up there at the North Pole? Do they have? I'm sure he delegates it. He can't be concerned with things like that departmentalization in the workshop. It's far too big now. He's got a lot of work to do. Old St. Nick on a great big truck decorated in red, white, and gold. Richmond Marriott, beside which we sit here on this sunny December day. We've got Ron Moody and the Centaurs, no less, playing some beach music for Christmas time, huh? And some elves throwing out candy to the kids. And Santa I must say, wears his age well, doesn't he? He looks great this year. Just doesn't seem to change. I don't know.
Not at all. Looks the same to me.
At least some
things never change. And I'm not going to say
change.
how many years I've been seeing it.
Little toy soldiers rocking around that Christmas tree.
Dazzling downtown Christmas.
And thanks, of course, to the Marriott and Sam Spowski for being such a big part of making this parade happen this year. A great downtown Richmond hotel. Things are really popping.
They were kind to our crew. Got here around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock this morning and had coffee ready for them and everything.
I think Santa Claus is going to debark, step off of his great throne there in just a minute as we round the corner down here at 5th and Broad Street. And I think he's going to sort of relight symbolically the official downtown Richmond Christmas tree. Again, make it part of your holiday planning to get to downtown Richmond sometime over the holiday season during the rest of this month, because it is a spectacle of lights and greenery, and some of the store windows are just winter wonderlands. You really must come down and bring the whole family to see in person what you saw a little bit of at the top of the show here on the lights in downtown Richmond at night. Careful there, Santa. Oh, he's pretty sprightly for a guy that's been around a few centuries, isn't he? Chris Enyard's trying to stick with him.
That North Pole snow, something in the snow that keeps him young, maybe?
He's got clean, cold air. Doesn't have a whole lot of pollution up there, I think, and he's able to stay healthy. Getting ready for this great big day that is, as we said, less than 2.5 weeks away.
I can't believe it's that close. It's
19 days
up.
from today, I guess, so that would be less than 3 weeks. Got a lot to do. I think I'm going to have to hang around and do a little shopping down here today. I'll bet you there will be lots of others.
That's
since
exactly
what
I'm going to do. And the Bazaar is going on over at the Richmond Center.
That's true, and boy, a lot of people lined up for that. I'm going to go to Theater Virginia tonight and see
for a
the wireless Christmas. They were to be in the parade today, but I think they getting rehearsals going. Make sure. I think they opened last night. Looking forward to seeing that original Christmas presentation.
That's right. It is an original one.
Yeah. Terry Berkler and his crew over at Theater Virginia have put this together in a setting, a 1930s Christmas program at a radio station, and given my occupation. I'm looking
There's
forward
Jeff
to seeing
Marks,
her.
parade master, who has put all of this on for the Richmond Jaycees.
Jeff has done a whale of a job.
Certainly has. And
there's old Santa Claus, isn't he something?
And he is riding off, getting ready for the momentous occasion, December 24th.
Okay, Santa. You know where we live, don't you, buddy?
Yes, please. let me give you my address. Make sure.
I haven't even decided what I wanted this year, but it really doesn't matter. All my little boy wants is a tractor, so I think we might be able to work that out this year.
You see, I have a big boy who wants VCRs.
Oh, yeah. Gets a little
electronics,
tougher later
and
on,
yes, it does. Let me assure you of that.
Merry Christmas there, old St. Nick. He rides off to the adulation of his
there he goes.
admirers.
That is it. The 1986 Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm impressed.
I am too. It's second year, and I've had a good time. Parades and Christmas go together as far as I'm concerned, and I love it. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us this year, and be sure to get downtown Richmond sometime this year. The lights are beautiful, great shopping, lots of things going on down here throughout the Christmas season, and I'm glad you could join me this year too, Tim.
It's been my pleasure, Bernie. Hope we can look forward to this again next year. I know the parade will certainly go on because, I mean, success like this, you gotta keep it going. It's been my pleasure to work with the fine Channel 12 crew again, and thanks for asking me. And I'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, and I'll see you Monday morning on RVA. Okay.
See you, and have a great Merry Christmas from all of us here at Channel 12.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Chaco Valley far below. Children sleigh riding down the hills of velvet white. An old fire barrel is burning in Chimborazo Park so high. Little tots warm in their hands, all this frosty night. Downtown is all aglow.
This has been the second annual Richmond Jaycees Christmas Parade, live from dazzling downtown Richmond. This broadcast has been brought to you by Haynes Furniture Stores, with 2 locations to serve you, Hall and Chippenham and on West Broad Street. By Ucrop Supermarkets, where people and food come first. And by your friends at C&P Telephone, a Bell Atlantic company. From our sponsors and the Channel 12 family, we hope you have a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
You must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a beautiful child. When you were only starting to go to kindergarten, I bet you drove the other kids wild.
These are Richmond's 10 most wanted men. Men wanted for things like murder, rape, theft, and drugs. If you see one of these men, call a cop. If you are one of these men, call a lawyer. You're going to need one.
'Cause baby, look at you now.